If you love Bleu de Chanel and YEDP, then you'll love this. So let's review Afnan's 9am dive. Yo, what's good guys? Hunter here and welcome back to the channel where I upload weekly fragrance content, so you already know the drill. Hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any future videos, and be sure to follow me over on my Instagram page. But that's right guys, today in my hands is another review of an Afnan. This one, however, is kind of underrated in my opinion, to be honest with you, but I'm so excited to be bringing this review because this is a fragrance that I think should be on a lot more people's radar, to be honest. Of course, when we think of the 9 collection, obviously the first one that comes to mind is 9pm, which has got so much hype since it came out and is very similar to Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Mauve. However, this one goes in a completely different direction and in my opinion is sort of a hybrid of two blue fragrances, like I said in the intro, which is Bleu de Chanel and YEDP, but we'll discuss why that is a little bit later. But before we go ahead and do that, let's go over some information. So 9am Dive was actually launched in 2022, so it is fairly new. It's not that old. I believe it was one of the newer Afnan fragrances. Afnan actually just recently dropped another release within the 9 collection called 9pm Rebel in the red and black bottle, which I'm very curious about. I'm gonna have to get my nose on that very soon. So for the retail price, only size that this one comes in, which is the 100ml, is gonna run you around that $30 marks, maybe sometimes less, sometimes more, but at that price guys, it's an incredible value for the kind of fragrance you're getting. The concentration with this is an eau de parfum, so you know you're getting a pretty highly concentrated fragrance, which is always appreciated. And for the perfumer, it is unknown. I tried to do some research, but most of the time with these kind of Arabic houses, they don't usually list the perfumer such as Afnan, Latafa, etc. So I'm not sure exactly who made 9am Dive. So with all the information out of the way, let's look at the packaging and presentation you get with 9am Dive now. Alright, so take a look at the box, which comes in this very light, almost Tiffany blue style, which I love. 9am Dive right there, Afnan Eau de Parfum 100ml. Nothing on the bottom, and then on the back you will find your barcode, batch code to authenticate your product to see when it was produced, and you do have the hologram Afnan logo as well as some ingredients. And then when you open up the box, your bottle is housed in there where you have like this sea kind of background, which I think looks incredible, as well as Afnan, crafted by Afnan right there. Beautiful box presentation. Let's look at the bottle now. All right, take a look at the bottle, which is very similar to the rest of the line like 9pm, etc. However, this one comes in this nice kind of teal, greenish blue glass with this blue on the front, 9am Dive Afnan. Then on the bottom, you will find your sticker with some information, nothing on the back, nothing on the atomizer, and then nothing inside the cap. But this cap is very, very heavy. It's like a mini bowling ball, to be honest with you guys, but absolutely heavy glass as well, and you can tell this stuff is quality. In the top, you have lemon, mint, black currant, and pink pepper. In the mid, you have apple, incense, and cedar. And in the base, you have ginger, sandalwood, patchouli, and jasmine. And this will be classified as a fresh citrusy. So let's spray this and test out this atomizer. Decent atomizer. It actually does spray it very wide, but it's not really pressurized, but that's not the biggest deal. So let's go ahead and remind myself of Afnan's 9am Dive. This has one of the brightest, vibrant openings I smelled in a long time, thanks to that citrusy lemon note mixed together with this very refreshing minty note as well, which does resemble what you're gonna find in Bleu de Chanel's opening as well. So you are gonna get that similarity, minus of course that grapefruit that is a signature in Bleu de Chanel. But besides that guys, this is gonna remind you of Bleu de Chanel without a doubt, but it's certainly not a clone at all because like I said, it is kind of a hybrid. But seriously, whenever I just want a pick me up, I spray this one on and I'm ready to go because it just gives me that good mood vibe from that opening. And to be honest, I'm a big fan of Bleu de Chanel EDP, and this one absolutely gives it a run for its money with that vibrant opening you're gonna find in 9am Dive. Once we start making our way into the mid is where that fruity kind of juicy apple note comes in as well, which does resemble the same apple you're gonna get in YEDP, which is why I consider this to be a hybrid of Bleu de Chanel and Y. But alongside that apple note, you are gonna get this very kind of rich, slightly smoky incense note that you also find in Bleu de Chanel, which just brings out a little bit more character in this scent profile. Then once the base comes through, you are gonna be left with this very zesty, slightly spicy, uplifting ginger note, which you also find in Bleu de Chanel and YEDP. mixed together with this woody, clean sandalwood and a slightly green, earthy patchouli in the dry down, which just all in all makes for a very crowd-pleasing, likable scent profile from the top, mid, and base with 9am Dive. The kind of scent profile you literally can never go wrong with, of course, in that blue genre. I will say though, the opening of this one is by far my favorite part of the entire development because it's hard to beat how bright and vibrant it opens in here. Definitely will catch anybody's attention upon immediately spraying it. So pretty much if you take Bleu de Chanel and White EDP and they had a baby together, it would come out as Afnan's 9am Dive. So for the best seasons to rock 9am Dive, if you guys do get a bottle, it kind of goes along with that name 9am Dive, which is more suited for like the spring and summer without a doubt. The perfect kind of fragrance if you're just going out in the springtime, the summertime, maybe going out by a pool. If you're going swimming, you got like shorts on, a t-shirt, especially more so in the morning. Like I keep saying throughout this review, guys, this is a very uplifting, kind of happy, good feeling fragrance, and it kind of goes with that name 9am. So it is kind of more targeted towards like the morning if you just need like a pick me up, and then you have like 9pm, which is good for like the evening, going out clubbing, etc. Which if you had 9am Dive and Afnan's 9pm, you would have like the perfect combination for like every situation. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily wear this one in the fall and winter and stick to primarily the warmer months. When it comes to occasion, this is like what I would picture a casual smelling fragrance would smell like, is this right here, hands down. It just gives off casual, go with the flow kind of vibe, like nothing serious. What you kind of imagine, maybe wearing shorts, some jeans, a t-shirt, maybe a hoodie, like on a kind of a breezy spring evening. And a fragrance that's targeted more so for like the morning and afternoon. I can actually picture maybe wearing this one on a coffee date, maybe a lunch date when it's still sunny outside. Where so is like 9pm is good for like the evening and nighttime. If you're going out on a date in the evening at like a dinner date, or going to the club, or going out with your buds or something along those lines, that's good for that. But this is good for like the morning and afternoon. So Afnan's marketing with this collection is perfect, because if you just want that clean, refreshing, uplifting fragrance, maybe to wear to work, etc., this is perfect for that. Now when it comes to gender, I believe 9am Dive is actually targeted as unisex from Afnan if you go to like their website. But I will say, however, this is unisex leaning masculine, because when you think of the blue genre fragrances, obviously you think more masculine leaning, which is like Bleu de Chanel, White EDP, etc., which is a hybrid of. But still, it doesn't mean a woman can't wear this one if she really wanted to, or she loves those blue fragrances, because I know some women do, of course. But I will categorize it as unisex leaning masculine. Now, wrapping the review off, talking on the performance you should expect from 9am Dive. So from my testing, which I have worn this a few times already, on skin, I got around that 6-hour mark, which I was hoping for a little bit more, especially being an EDP concentration, which to be honest is a little bit of a letdown compared to like Bleu de Chanel EDP and White EDP, which are the same concentrations as well, but those both do last a little bit longer than this one. And I'm not sure if this one just has to macerate and sit a little bit longer like some of these Arabic fragrances do. Like Afnan, Latafa, things of that nature, they usually get better the longer they sit. So I'm not sure if they're just like pumping these out of factory immediately, try to get them on shelves to sell because they are in high demand. And I did get my bottle within the last month, so it hasn't sat that long at all. So who knows, maybe in a few months as it sits, it might perform a little bit better, because that seems to be a track record with these brands. But at the time of this recording, I'm getting about 6 hours of decent longevity. Not the worst, but it's certainly not the best. And it's kind of the same story when it comes to the projection as well, guys. I did kind of get a more intimate projector with 9am Dive, which means it is going to sit a little bit closer to your scent bubble. It's not really going to protrude that much or overwhelm people around you either, which is unfortunate because this scent profile is so good and I can't see being a compliment magnet, but it just doesn't push off the skin as much as I would hope for. Just the kind of fragrance if you're just chilling by the pool in the morning, you just want something that just lifts your own mood, not really looking for compliments per se. But who knows, the performance with the longevity and projection might both get better the longer this one sits. I'm curious what you guys get from 9am Dive from your testing if you have worn this one, because that absolutely is its own kryptonite, because everything else about this fragrance is incredible. And I'm honestly surprised more people don't talk about this one, because for me, I'm not really the biggest fan of the Ultramalt DNA, that bubblegum, sweet, kind of playful style genre. And I think when it comes to scent alone, I much prefer 9am Dive over 9pm. That's gonna do it for my review of Afnan's 9am Dive. Let me know down below if you've tried this one yet, if you're thinking about getting it, and if you're just a fan of Afnan in general. But besides that, guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, and of course, I'll catch all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.